Welcome back to Modern Daze. We're on episode 9. Thank you for joining us. This week's question for our lovely players is a little bit different. Usually I'm asking a lot of background things to do with the actual drama of the character. Now I'm going to ask if Modern Daze was set in a TV show or a movie, who would you want to play your character? Gives a little bit of OC insight here. So let's start with Ben, because I'm going to be mean.
Oh, thanks for that.
You're welcome.
It's on me. Okay, so there was lots of suggestions in the chat about what Hendrix might actually have as a if he was in a TV or movie show. But
Scooby-Doo.
The problem with most of them is that they're all fictional dogs.
Anyway,
right?
yeah.
They're all like
All
Scooby-Doo.
talking dogs are
Lassie,
going to be fictional,
Cujo.
my guy.
They're already fictional.
Yeah.
You can't have a fictional character voiced by a fictional character, can you? So I'm going to say that.
So which real talking dog are you going for then?
Yeah.
Which talking dog am I going? Which real life talking dog? No. I think he would clearly be mostly either CGI or some rando dog, and but he would be voiced by the incredible Richard Ayoade.
Yes.
You know,
Love it.
BAFTA nominated and won. Loads of voiceover stuff under his belt as well. So
sassy.
I think that would be, and he's got the right kind of mix of
Yes.
a mix of stuff as well for Hendrix.
Now you've said it, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And now I will always just hear Richard Ayoade's voice.
Yeah, well, it's better than my voice, so yeah.
Oh,
That's not.
Kyle, let's go you next.
I want another heavily CGI'd character.
Weird.
I would like to think that he's voiced by Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's go, Ken.
In honour of Ian's essays of talking, I would like to suggest that Liam would be played by Jacqueline Raphael Phoenix. He's an American actor, also known for playing dark and unconventional characters in independent films. He has received various accolades, including an Academy Award, a British Academy Film Award, a Grammy Award, and 2 Golden Awards. In 2020, the New York Times named him one of the greatest film actors of the 21st century. Phoenix began his career.
Stop it. The thing is,
Should
Ian writes his. You just read it off of
Should we also tell Ken that his name's Whackim, not Jackie?
Whacking Phoenix. I think he's a great actor, and he fits Liam's kind of dark. Yeah.
Is he as good at doing
Dark
Irish
humour.
accents as you are?
I hope he's much better at Irish accent than I am. I'm just a fucking crap actor. Luckily, I'm not an actor at all, as it can be said by my Irish accent.
Irish.
I think I have a pretty good goal, though.
You do have a pretty good go, and I absolutely
Applaud you for
love
that.
the dedication.
Yeah.
I really, you can't be faulted for that at all, and I love it. Let's go, Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm playing Raphy. I think that
You can only
the
choose
best-
one of them.
I know I'm only choosing one, and I think Ray Park is going to be the one. So yes, it's wushu instead of capoeira, but the physicality of Darth Maul and Toad from X-Men shows that he doesn't take himself too seriously either, and the fact that he goes to every single Comic-Con that he can, and
He's
just
a
to
nerd.
meet everyone. Yeah, he's a huge nerd. So yeah.
Giant nerd. We love it, and could obviously then put off his own stunts, which is needed for Raphy, I feel.
Yeah. Like falling
Ian.
over flat on his face.
I think it will be Sebastian Stan. It is of early Winter Soldier days when he's got longer hair.
Yeah, that actually makes so much sense. I was expecting someone a little bit like from like the Buffy cast or something like that, but yeah, no, that makes total sense. And Andy.
Well, I'm just going to pick the actor whose face I've stolen to be my character. Who's
So
a guy?
what's the name?
He's called Max Martini, and the film
What a name.
I've actually taken I think the picture is from the film where I think
That
it's
is an
really
awesome
cool.
name.
It's called 13 Hours: The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, which is a really good film if you want to watch it. Based on a true story about some CIA guys who got, without getting a full breakdown of the film, some CIA
Don't spoil it.
security people who get trapped in Libya.
Spoilers, I don't want to watch it now.
It's a true. It's actually based on it. It's pretty much a write-up of a true story. There are different versions of events,
like a report of it.
yeah, and it's really good film, and he plays a character in that, and it's really cool in that. But he was in Saving Private Ryan and a few other bits and pieces.
And his name's Max Martini.
Max Martini, and
I'm gonna really spoil this. It sounds like a porn star name.
Yeah, I was trying to say the same thing.
I believe that is his real.
Martini.
His full name is Maximilian Carlo Martini, so that's even more of a porn
That's
name.
worse. Somehow worse.
And he's from Woodstock in New York, so
Love it. Excellent, thank you for that insight. We'll never have the funding for it, so dreams are dashed. So let's dive in and use our imaginations instead.
Well, actually, you say
Previously-
that, but I'd like to introduce my friend.
Just
round.
Steven
Just round for
Spielberg. So previously on Modern Daze, our party found that what?
I'd say I done fucked up.
Yes, you did. You
I
did
done
fuck up.
fucked
This is
up.
all your fault. It's
Yeah.
great. I love it though. So you can't control the dice specifically. That's what they're for.
you really can't
So-
control them in Roll20 either.
You really can't.
They
Unless you hack
they
them.
definitely seem to be extreme.
Life of their own. So, our players made their way over to the Skerries. They found that there was two wardens looking after the islands. One of them took them off in to where the cave is. Being of the mundane realm, they were not really super into what was actually happening. They just knew they had to escort this party there, and then left them at the mouth of a cave. You guys entered the cave, spoke with the Circle Guardian there, who's known as the Stranger, did exactly as you were instructed, very successful, and found your way. You found the way unlocked a portal into the bubble realm of Care City. Now, on arrival, immediately attacked by undead warriors that were seemingly perhaps waiting for people to come through. Though you know that the Ruby Jacks had been there recently, so perhaps they're on higher alert. After quickly dispatching those, you guys checked where everything was. You determined that to the complete north to you guys, there is a slowly revolving tower. There is to the northeast large clouds and sort of like a darkened area, maybe looks like the tops of some ruins. And what you were actually looking for, what you were told to follow, which was the river, which should lead you to presumably this spring, which has then the magical properties that would heal Lady Derringer. You could see that the river was to the northwest to you. There were several paths you could take that are trodden rather than unfortunately the maps that I've got have all got like, you know, traditional medieval paths. It's not like that. You'll have to suspend your belief a little bit. It's very much overgrown but just downtrodden to make way, cut back with sharp objects to but it is very quickly reclaimed if not kept up. And you guys head off into the woods after making a check to see what this I think think it was Hendrix that saw a small flock of birds dipping in and out of the tree cover, and then a shape appeared from the shadowy, stormy area that seemed to be now growing in size. This large, winged shape heading straight directly for the players. They all ran into the woods and started moving as fast as possible, even though this is difficult terrain, though they seem very unimpeded due to Liam's proficiency in making sure that everybody avoids the toughest part of this forest. Unfortunately, as this thing got closer, attempts to hide were made. Most, if not everybody, made it, except one. Unfortunately, Raphy whiffed it with a nat 1 on the stealth, and then whiffed it with the perception as well, which I decided to leave as the actual vision of what this thing is. So for the moment, I'm going to bring you over to a battle screen, a battle map, sorry, and we're going to resolve some of this. Here we go. Can you guys see everything? Because I thought it was a bit dark and I didn't know whether I had dynamic lighting on. You see everything?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool, cool,
just
cool.
a path in the woods.
Just a path in the woods. Yeah, cool. Let me drag your. Unless you guys want to drag your characters on, I think you can do that.
Yeah.
And then place yourselves as if you were coming up. So these are like the areas that you're going to be. Raphy, if you could place yourself roughly there.
Coming up from the bottom.
So
No, coming from the top.
Coming
top.
from the
Sorry, I
top.
didn't
Actually,
see
do you
that
know
bit.
what? It makes sense that you'll be coming up from the bottom. Put yourself
on the bottom. Somewhere on the bottom.
It doesn't actually matter either way. This isn't a very true representation.
I was in front of everybody.
The trees are, yeah, you would be slightly more in front. I'd say put yourself more here. And
Hendrix was near the front as well.
Yes, he was. The trees are much more dense than what is showing, but unfortunately,
I just moved up to Hendrix and Hendrix moved to me.
There we go. That's perfect.
Where's Cadman?
Yeah, where is Cadman? What are you doing, Carl?
Kevin's asleep.
Yeah, that's an owl. Where are you?
I'm trying to pull myself down. Why can't I do it?
I don't know.
There we go.
Hey, there you go. Put yourself where you think you were.
The name.
What's that? Oh, you were looking for the name.
Yeah, he was.
I was
how
looking
do
the
you
picture, not the name. Try and drag myself.
how do you prompt Roll20 to update to the D&D Beyond stats? Because we've had some healing, but it's not showing on Baron's stats here.
The only thing I'm thinking of is maybe after the session we look at the Roll20, Beyond 20 link. Maybe you need to be updated, or potentially the AC and hit points have changed, or the name has changed a little bit. Maybe there's been some edits.
Yes, usually you'll hit on the features and traits and you'll update it.
Yeah. If not, I mean, I can do it from your guys' sheet after the game if you want.
No. Just I'm on 97 hit points, not 71. So
reload D&D Beyond and then re-enable the plugin.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Oh,
actually,
no, refreshing D&D Beyond did it. Thank you.
Oh, damn it. He didn't have to close down a tab.
That's okay. Me and Carl were telling him to close down a load of tabs before he came into the game. So
I closed out 20.
Just to open more.
It's like a drop out of the ocean, truly.
Andy is the hydra of tabs. He closes one and
Literally.
opens another two.
I love that. It's terrifying and awful. Let's move on. The thing that flew its way towards you, seemingly searching you out, described as a large dark figure, almost kind of invisible against the backdrop of a storm. Now it's come out sort of away from the storm, you can see it, and it brings along almost this cloud of darkness behind it. As its wings are battering the roof at the treetops, and they're moving to and fro, you catch a horrible glimpse. This is Raphy, catches a horrible glimpse of what this thing is. And for the moment, it hasn't landed. So I'm just going to show you the picture of it.
I mean,
Me
Raphy's
only?
seen the thing though, hasn't he?
Yeah, like the details of it. You guys could make out that it looks somewhat like a shadowy crow.
Yeah.
A large, like it's not a small bird by any chance. Let me just I'm going to share with everybody though, so everyone can see.
Oh fuck!
Those are like points of light on its face are in fact eyes, multiple of them,
God.
all along its
That's
skull.
what you said.
What?
You said giant crow, not Cthulhu crow.
That's
Not Cthulhu.
that's not tentacles. I'll describe what that is in a
The
bit.
claws.
It's
That's cool.
it's got
I
its
like
mouth
that.
closed at the moment as it's fiercely
We're all gonna
searching
die.
around, and it's searching for you. It catches your movement as you go to run away, and it's going to try and swipe for you.
Me?
So yep.
me?
And I think I'm going to.
What did I do?
What did you do? You're the only one that it can see at the moment.
Does that mean-
Everybody else has passed without trace, by the way, which
Yeah.
means everybody else has passed its perception, which is significant.
So does that mean we would be somewhere hidden off to the side?
Yes, if you can put yourself slightly to the side and say that Raphy was in that moment of like running between trees or something, and that's the moment it sees you.
Listen, I may have rolled a natural one, but no, still a 15, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll me an acrobatics or athletics. Hang on.
Oh, you might have avoided being grappled.
Hang on. Jesus. I'm rolling garbage. Okay. So you dive out of the way as this thing goes to. It actually does grab you because a 16 hits you, doesn't it?
No.
No.
Oh, does
19.
it not? Oh,
19.
shit. Oh, I apologize. Well, I didn't even need to do that then. It goes to grab you. Sorry, it's got a ridiculous pluses to it, and it's rolling a 2s and 3s at the moment. It goes to grab you, and the rest of you see that this truly gargantuan clawed legs swipe down, scoring the earth as it misses Raphy. We're now going to go into initiative to see what happens. So let me just get the initiative tracker up, and then we will, if I can find where the initiative tracker, oh, there it is. There you go. Roll your initiatives.
Hey.
Oh,
Doing well.
Jesus. Cadman and Darrell got
That's
nat
okay, because
20s.
Baron got a nat 1, so. Fucking hell.
It's fine. It's fine. Clerics need to go last anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
That's very true. Okay. This thing flaps its wings to get some height, to get away from these trees that will threaten to bring it to ground if it doesn't find somewhere sturdy to land. It is roughly 30 foot above you now, just above the trees. The trees are quite high.
Hendrix isn't on the initiative tracker.
He's not. Ben, if you click your token and then go to your D&D Beyond page and then click initiative, it will auto add you to the tracker.
You're muted again, mate.
Too many buttons.
He shouldn't be allowed a computer. Straight up, shouldn't be allowed a computer.
I'm very concerned that his job is computer based.
Yeah, right.
And
Hey,
technology
there you
hates
go.
him as much as it does.
Perfect, thank you. Why is your initiative so big? It's all in caps. How weird. I think. Oh, you rolled from Roll20, don't you?
Did I? No, I don't. Did I?
Do you roll from? I can't remember. I remember putting your stuff on Roll20 because.
Oh yeah, I did roll from Roll20.
For ease
I
for
rolled
you,
from
I
the other
think.
place.
No, it doesn't matter. It truly doesn't. I was just wondering why it was in caps. Yes, this thing is now 30 foot above you, but it has some cover, as do you. So you, on both sides, you both, for the purposes of this fight until it lands, you all have +2 to your AC. Okay?
Okay.
Just keep that in mind. Darrell, you're first.
Oh,
This
good.
thing is searching around.
He saw Raphy and he still knows Raphy's there, yeah?
No, you get the idea that now this thing has, in fact, Raphy make, yeah, because it was out of initiative to begin with. So Raphy, make me a stealth check, and you can see from the response then what you think is going to happen, whether or not this is going to be a run and hide or a
sleight of hand.
Why did I do sleight of hand?
That's weird. Don't do that.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Hey! Oh, we've got another cheater. There you go. Here we fucking go. No, perfect. So this thing does exactly as described. It goes above the thing. It seems to be searching. It's turning its head left and right. You can see these eyes, and they're all moving almost independently of each other. So, like, with somewhat like almost like a beam of light in the shadows of the undergrowth. You feel like you're hidden, and of course that becomes a 33 with pass without twice.
I'm just going to say hidden. I'll hold an action if it gets within 5 feet of me, which is fairly unlikely. I know. I will hit him with Summer Song.
Summer Song. Okay,
yep.
So you're holding a melee action if it becomes. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely fair. Cadman.
I think I will hold a sacred flame if I see it attack someone.
Yep. Fair. What's the range on sacred flame? Oh, it doesn't matter until we go. Yeah, that's fine. Liam.
Okay, so just so I get the idea of how this works. Now, you said that we're all kind of hidden from it with the pass without trace. Now Raphy is as well because he's succeeded there.
Yeah, you could see that this thing is searching around. It mechanically, it's going to have chances to try and find you, and if you move, you're going to have to make stealth checks every time you move.
Okay.
So that's if you decide to stay where you are, you got to weigh up whether or not it's worth the risk to stay where you are.
Yeah.
And
I've got okay. Can I give anybody? I know I've got this pass without trace running. Can I do anything else to like avoid ones? To avoid people roll the ones if I.
Oh, I see. To give that, you can give the help action if you like. You have to be within 5 foot of somebody to give a help action.
Yeah,
but you could.
But I'm not going to know who's going to roll the one, am I?
No. That's the gamble, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay. I've got mental communication with
everyone
but me.
Oh, everyone. So,
I believe
is that
so.
2-way?
Hey, Ben, does it work just to you, or does it work between
everyone between everyone in the group?
Yeah, I thought that was the case as well.
Okay, so we can communicate with each other.
Yes.
Sorry.
Silently, yes.
Bar Andy.
Up to a mile away.
Okay.
Barbarian, please, not
I'm
Andy.
going to teleport 2 miles away.
Andy's dead. Andy came into the bubble realm, died immediately.
I think I would.
I'm going to stay where I am for now.
Yep.
Hold an action of you can't hold a bonus action, do you? You don't need to hold a bonus action because you can take it at any time.
No, you can take a reaction.
You can only hold one action, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be a
It
bonus
can be a
action
bonus
if you
or it
want
can
it,
be a
but it will
normal,
use your reaction to use it when it comes up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to hold an action to.
You can also hold movement.
Yeah.
As a thing.
Yeah, probably just hold an action to shoot it.
Yeah.
But I will mentally communicate to everybody. I'll say, looks like Raphy's hidden. I say we move, but it's risky. But if we stay here, it's more risky. What do you think? Mentally, yeah.
My favourite thing is that he's lost the accent in mind
Oh shit! Sorry.
no, it
maybe there's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not necessarily heard in words. It's more of a communication of thoughts and
it's how you hear
concepts.
yourself, though, isn't it?
Yeah, true that.
Would he just say something like, "We're all gonna fucking die anyway, so do what you want"?
Yeah,
true.
Nihilism.
Yeah, that is very true.
Are you talking about Ken or his character here?
Both.
I will respond with if I need to check something, and then I might be able to do something.
But you'll go next. So if you wanted to check, and because Ken's holding his action to shoot if something occurs, and yeah.
So in that case, I want to see if it is undead.
Do you have any sort of senses, or are you doing just a straight up nature check?
Does True Sight give you a type? I can't remember.
No. True Sight will only reveal to you any hidden or the true face of a creature. I believe you were using the hagstone, weren't you?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, because you put it up to the sky.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's
history, insights, religion, nature.
I think you see. Yeah, maybe an Arcana check.
Okay, not
yeah.
good
You're
at
gonna
these,
beat a
but...
17, I think, on this one.
Okay.
Nope.
No.
Didn't know.
Ones and 20s.
Ones and 20s. Ones and 20s.
Yeah, no 20s for me yet.
Okay, so that's obviously.
In that case, I'm just gonna do the mental thing.
Yep.
Can anyone tell if this is undead or not?
Fair.
And then where I'll hold my action.
We can only really answer in our turn, can't we? Because
I'll say on your turn because this is happening
so quickly,
very rapidly.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm going to hold an action.
Yep.
Yeah. For Gates Shibalba.
Okay.
If
it's confirmed that it's undead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. That's absolutely fair. Hendrix.
Mute.
Can I? It's fine, isn't it? I knew it was on mute. Can I tell anything about this thing? Can I smell anything about it, or?
Okay. I think it's probably going to be the same thing. I'm going to get you to do an Arcana check. You're sniffing the air. You're having a good gander at it, and trying to get the sense of this thing and what it might be.
So not perception then, just Arcana.
I think perception-wise, you can see what you can see. What you're trying to do is understand something about it.
What you're seeing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for this, it's going to be Arcana or Nature if you happen to have a difference in either. It will be easier if it's Arcana. He's gone.
Oh, there you go. Arcana roll.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that's pretty good. So you're watching this thing like flapping its wings. You're seeing bits of it. You don't quite know what it is, but you know what it isn't. It's not a creature. A creature has things about it that especially a dog or someone with fine senses would be able to sense and smell. They have pheromones that they might let off, or they will have different scents about them from maybe if they fed recently, or if they've cut themselves, or if they're molting, or it has none of these things. This thing has nothing to suggest it's actually a creature at all. But you don't know what it is.
I will relay that through some thought to everyone.
Brilliant. As the thoughts get relayed, actually I'll wait till Ian's turn and then.
Does it take a whole turn for me to do to?
No, I'll allow checks like that to be happen on a bonus action. So just because of you're not moving or anything. So unless you want to move, in which case that would use your action or your movement and.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, can I hold whatever I've got left or not?
You can hold an action, yeah.
Okay.
So you maybe hold.
You need to declare what the action you're holding is, Ben.
Oh.
And what
running like a bastard.
Oh, you want to hold running away? That's fine.
Yeah.
Hold movement is absolutely valid. I will say this: are you going to bamf move, because obviously that's a different form of movement, or
no,
is
it'd
this
probably be just tearing off.
actual tearing away? Gotcha. I love it. In character. It is now this thing's go.
Not mine.
Nope, it went before you. In fact, I'll bring it to the token layer just so that you can see where it is.
Oh, it's up there now, is it?
Yeah, I switched it round because I decided you guys were. It makes more sense that you're coming from the bottom. So it's.
So sorry. So did it slash at Raphy?
And flew past.
And flew past. Yeah, gotcha.
Apologies.
Gotcha.
It's doing in its movement. It's.
And that's how it's lost track.
People in
and that's how it's lost track. Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's going to do a fly around of the area, and it's going to. You can see that it's searching. Its head is moving side to side, as it's using the wind from its wings to push these trees, almost as if when you're blowing on fur, and and you can see it will go different ways just to check skin, or it's doing almost exactly the same thing. And it's going to do a really solid perception check. I said a really solid perception check. Okay, what was everyone's stealths? So 33 for Raphy, so it definitely doesn't see him.
There's 10 to add to these, aren't there?
Yeah, so 23, 32,
29,
24.
Aha, 21. Okay.
Wait a minute. Aha, 21.
So Liam is the next lowest at 21.
Yeah.
Then Baron at 23.
Well, have I got two? Oh no, this is survival first one. Yeah, sorry. I can't read.
It seems to
fly
around
than that, actually.
Pardon?
It's higher than that. It's 25.
25?
Yeah, because I double my proficiency bonus.
Is it not automatically calculated?
No.
Oh, because it's the
favoured terrain, yeah.
You lucky bastard. You absolute lucky bastard.
Thanks, Ken.
Skill, thank you very much. We're highly trained.
Let me just say, it was about to land. You're the only one that it could see. Okay. This thing flies around and it starts making a circle. From the last point it saw Raphy, it's now moving sort of like round, still doing this motion. A little ways off from you, say about 80 foot maybe from where you are, it hovers for a second over an area. So I'm going to just quickly take it off of the thing because you don't see it directly in front of you. So 80 foot away, a little ways ahead of you, it opens its mouth, and you can see this happening between the trees because it's up in the air, and things start falling out of its mouth. It looks like bodies as it spews something onto the ground, and for the first time since being here, the first noise anything has made, it lets out the most horrendous echoing caw and starts to gain height and continue this flight.
Did he just vomit zombies at us?
We'll find out in a minute, won't we? I suspect so.
I'm going to keep you on this map for a second, but if you just all move yourselves to the side, because this is just going to be the map that we use for a little minute to see whether or not you pass detection for the next couple of rounds. If you can get away, nothing, obviously you won't encounter anything, but there is a bit of a challenge ahead. So just put yourselves along here. What was that?
Oh. You mean like that?
Yeah, that's perfect. We're going to come out just out of initiative. No, we're not. We're going to keep initiative, but we'll do it by party and then by monsters.
I never had an action.
You didn't. You can make one actually if you wanted to, but
the only
this thing had moved away at that point.
Yeah. Is it possible in the system to refocus and re-roll your initiative?
No.
I don't think
It's
so.
not.
I think it's
There's
because
feats where you can give your initiative to somebody else and you swap, aren't there?
That's a class feature.
Yeah, I think that's a fighter feature.
I'm not sure, but you
Battle
can't.
Master?
Battle Master.
refocus.
I feel like
Okay,
it's Battle Master.
so I can't refocus. Okay.
I don't think so. I'm afraid.
Okay.
You can throw your foot at it.
No.
Well, I've just cut it off.
Yeah. No, I will. I will. I'd have held an action to engage something if it comes close to me. That's it.
Okie dokie. So now you're all crouched down. You've seen this thing move off. What is it that you're going to do? This is the first round of you acting together as a group.
Right.
But we've seen this thing spew out this stuff,
ahead
and
of you.
at least two of us have had the same idea of what it spewed out. So I think we'd say let's wait here for a bit. And
okay.
It's flown off.
Right.
Let's wait.
If it is an undead spirit of some description, I have a chance of dismissing it back to Xibalba. Okay.
To where now? To where now?
Hell, basically. The lands of the dead, the Shadow Realm, whatever you want to call it. But I can only do it if it's undead.
Well, I can banish it regardless of what it is.
Okay, so
but
yeah.
Well, I'd probably. It's fucking big, but we haven't tried it yet. It'll be something I'd do once we've had a go. Hopefully, it doesn't kill someone in the first.
Yeah, I mean,
first instance.
I can only do that once a day. Yeah, and I don't want to waste it if it isn't undead. So, is there any way of you guys finding out if it's undead or not?
Sorry, is this conversation happening verbally or is this conversation happening mentally?
Mentally.
Yes,
Okay.
I can sense some of it will be undead, fiend, or fey.
Cool.
But I have to be close.
How close? like right on top of it, like 50 feet away? How close do you have to be?
I'm trying to find out. I
Should
remember.
we be trying to avoid it though?
I think we should try and avoid it and just move to a different area.
We don't need to. If we
No.
get rid of it, this place is full of these things.
I'm just thinking if
Yeah.
if it comes near us, I don't want to go hunting it, but if it comes near us, I can potentially do something about it.
I have to be within roughly about 60 feet.
Right. Okay.
I will relay all this. I'll say, oh, Summer, can you do us a favour? Could you just let Berin know?
Yes, of course. Clearly, I'm only here to serve, my lord.
No, but it's not like that. You know it's
She
not.
blanks. Baron gets a lot of the information relayed, but perhaps a little bit cut.
By a pretty talking sword.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
She's not happy about it, but she does it. You get any information?
And is that mentally in my head, or is that
mentally?
Mentally.
It's like you're hearing it verbally, so you hear the sound and as if it's coming from somebody, but it's not quite in your ear. It's quite a weird sensation. If anybody has had audio hallucinations, it's exactly like that.
Only when I was taking morphine. But,
yeah, bonkers shit.
Possibly, but I can't read. Only when I was taking acid, but I can't read.
remember.
Just the problem with illicit drugs is rather affects the memory. Okay, so you all have something to do in this moment. It can either be stay and hide, run and hide, or hide as you're running, or you can. I'll allow you to stay where you are and hide and do a perception to see what this thing is. Investigate, to investigate what it is around you. But
am I correct? Am I correct that the top of the map is north direction?
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm going to tap a few people around me and point due east.
Yep.
And then do that sort of motion, and then point due east.
You can also relay messages through Summer, and she relays it to it.
Okay.
Just it won't be as snappy as everybody
Summer,
else's.
I should tell them I suggest we go due east.
The voice comes to I'm not going to do it every time.
Yes.
You get it. She's snarky.
Looking at the terrain to the east, is it quite dense? Would we have to cut through it?
Yes. There's parts, again, the terrain everywhere, that there are easier paths to take, but you've discovered that walking with Liam, because he always seems to find a way, doesn't impede you as much as perhaps it did with the Ruby Jacks, or it does with the zombies.
It doesn't impede us at all.
The only time that it's going to impede you is if it's a solid wall of thorns and things like that, which may come up, but that'd be like severely overgrown areas.
Summer, explain to them what I mean.
If we got them all, I'd say Baron's right.
So, Summer, explain to them what I mean. Go due east for a little while, then cut north, then come back west to join on this path. Essentially, box our way around whatever is ahead.
She relays that. So your companion is saying, "This is what you need to do."
Thumbs up to Baron.
Yeah, let's do it. Go.
Cool. So
Liam needs to lead though, doesn't he? Otherwise, we can't find a path. Yeah.
So with everybody moving, how long does Pass Without Trace last?
Well, it's up above, and I chucked it in the chat last week.
Oh yes,
somewhere.
you're right. Apologies.
Can't even see it now.
Did. Yeah, Pass Without Trace. There you go.
Up to an hour. Concentration up to an hour.
Up to an hour. Yeah, you're good. Okay. So everybody's going to have to roll another stealth check. And you're moving at regular speed, though it feels like double speed, but it's halved because of stealth. It's regular speed. Does that make sense?
So 32.
And then I will make my checks for this thing and the things now on the ground.
So 32 for me.
24 for me.
20 for Cadman.
20 for me.
Okay.
30 for me.
Hang on, wait a minute. He got a nat 1 and still got.
No,
a
he
20.
it automatically changes to a 10. That
10.
doesn't for some reason.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course. The
Does that
Yeah.
automatically negate that one, so? Does that mean he can't ever?
We had
only
this
on things
discussion
he's
before,
proficient
didn't we?
in. So if
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
proficient in something, he can't get a nat 1 on it. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
That's fair.
That's it.
That's fair enough.
I found an antidote to my.
Finally.
At
I'm
last.
never
You
playing
take
anything
all
else
the,
again.
Ben, there's a
Efficiencies
feat.
now.
There's a feat you can take to give yourself more skills,
Yeah.
and then
good
you could
skills.
just
He's
gradually
taken it.
increase the number of skills.
I have
You
already
can't-
done so. There's only about 4 skills I don't have.
Well,
Yeah.
you need to take it again then. Clearly,
I don't know whether you could take it more than once.
yeah, you can.
Oh, can you? Oh no! What
Uh,
have we done?
That's right.
I think it works out so that you can. But I'd have to be level 20 by the time I've covered every single skill.
Which, to be fair,
You
if
can
that's
only
what you're
take
going to
every
do, I
so
guess. Just be super skilled dog.
Yeah.
Dog that could do everything. Okay. Ridiculous. You all can't believe it. Hang on. These are all 10 added to them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the lowest is Cadman on a 20.
is Cadman. Ah, okay. Well, I got to roll for these guys, yeah. Anyway. Oh.
Oh no, you can't take skilled twice.
Oh
Can
no,
you not?
there you go.
No,
thank
it's,
God.
it's only if you take the other one that is different is elemental adept, but there is
Multiple times.
other skill based ones.
Yeah, which will give you skills.
Yeah,
And you can also take, I believe there is a spell out there that you can take which gives you proficiency in anything.
yeah.
A tool, anything you like. So for the next 10 minutes, he can't get lower than a 22 on anything. So
I'm gonna
ridiculous.
find that
All
one.
multi classes.
Yes, all multi-classes, yeah. Okay. You guys start making your way through this dense jungle. Liam seems to be leading the way. He goes ways that you don't expect to go. You end up going back on yourselves for a little bit and then juking back round, finding yourselves quite a bit more cover than other places as well, which is great. The shadows seem to cling to you as you move, helping and aiding your stealth. Even your footsteps sound lighter. There's not a sound of a twig breaking at all as you walk through this area, as you make your way due east. So the first moment walking up, the bird up ahead swoops directly over you. For the briefest of moments, you'll stop and wait.
Does it come within 60 feet?
Yeah, I'd say it does come within 60
In that case, I'm going to tap Cadman and point to it.
I'll spend a charge. I won't spend 2. I won't check if it's Fey because I doubt it's Fey.
Okay,
So,
so
Celestial, Fiend, or Undead.
yep. You make a ping, Celestial, Fiend, Undead. Comes back absolutely nothing. Not Undead, not Fiend, not Celestial.
I'll relay that mentally.
Okay.
You'll hold your breaths for that tense moment. It swoops to the side of you, to east of you, a little bit more. Sorry, well, you're heading east still, so it's ahead of you now again. Just because it was very, very close on the perception but didn't quite hit it, again vomits 2 figures about 70 foot in front of you. And goes back, heads north, large circles around this area where it's now seen or felt a presence. Second bit. Are you going to carry on? Are you going to investigate or just book it?
It's drop them in front of the way that we're going, or
In the way that you're going, but as I understand it, your idea was to then start heading a slightly more northeast.
Yeah.
After you'd come
east, straight east, then straight north.
Yeah.
And then west
So-
to get back on the trail.
So we've started heading east, and it's dropped these things in front of us heading east.
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, what I'll do is, if you stay there for a second.
Is it dropping them around as well? Is it dropped them in other?
No,
bits?
it's only dropped them in those 2 locations. The first location looked about 4 things. The second location was 2 things.
in the direction that we are moving.
Yes, almost like it's
Like it
where
knows that
it's-
we are moving.
kind of like it's seen something and gone, okay, bleh. Gonna put something out here.
Right.
Let's go just for a moment. Can everyone see that it got wider there?
Yep.
And I'm gonna just draw. So for the moment, this is your map. This is where the stone circle was. You've headed up that way. This is where you encountered the bird, and you've headed this way, and the bird has now dropped something off over here and here. And you can assume that this one,
We went due east, not due west.
sorry, due east. It's that, but the other way around.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Apologies, that's me with my direction sense being absolute garbage.
I'd actually picked you that way round as well.
Yeah,
if
for some
if
reason
time
it
on
just made sense that you were going towards the thing,
Yeah,
but that's
yeah.
fine. Either way works. So it goes up that way, and dropped off here. So now you can assume that these guys have moved. The ones in the center. So ignore these. Just drawing.
That's a
I can't
mess.
find the rubber. I can't find the rubber.
You have to click it and delete it.
Oh shit. Let's just get rid of all of that, shall we? But you get the idea.
Yes.
If
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
else wants to draw on there to kind of get an idea about what you all trying to communicate with each other, feel free. I'll put a rough eye. There you go.
I'll stop, obviously, because I'm in front. I'll stop, hold out my hand.
Yeah.
I don't think we can move without one of us is going to fuck up. We can't move stealthy enough.
Stealth isn't my forte, but I do have another trick. I'm going to make myself look like one of those things. I hold the amulet disguise, and my visage turns into one of the undead things.
Okay. You want to look like one of the things you saw before, or do you want to look like the things that it's throwing up?
Will I get a good look at the things it's throwing up?
I will allow you to, because it's just happened. It's about 70 feet ahead of you. Make a perception check.
Yeah, I'll probably make an old thing.
I'm going to suggest something else as well as another option. Can we make a noise quite a distance away to move it in that direction?
Potentially. So with your perception, these you don't get a really good look at what these are, but you do see that they are different. They are not the same as the zombies that you had, or the undead, I should say, that you encountered initially. In fact, because of your sense, you kind of get the gist that these are probably not zombies or undead. Whatever it is that's spewing is humanoid in shape, but You don't know what it is.
I'll make myself look one of the zombie knights that we fought.
Perfect. You all suddenly see Cadman's visage shift, and he takes on the appearance of one of the soldiers. Very, very much almost indistinguishable. And what was it that Baron wanted to do?
No, I'm trying to figure out a way of making a I've got one.
A noise off.
Well, or some sort of distraction.
Okay. Yeah.
I've got a potential way of causing some light quite a distance away. To try and pull it in that direction. So we'd fire this off towards the south. Anyone?
I also have. Well, I can't make a noise elsewhere, but I know someone who can.
Well, all right. This wasn't going to be noise. I've got a little mini flare launcher, so I was going to fire a flare, which would obviously fly and then explode, or burn.
Yeah.
So
don't flares leave a trail though?
Yeah, I was thinking
and
that.
it's in dense woods. Are you going to be out a far straight line without hitting?
well, no. Right. Illumination flares don't leave a trail like that.
But they're still a projectile.
Yeah. But yeah, so leaving, it wouldn't necessarily leave a trail, but then I was thinking more looking for a gap in the trees and firing it up through the gap in the trees. But yeah, if the woodland was too dense, but then if you've got a different way of doing it,
hold on. Well, I can send Remy, albeit he'll have to stealth, and I could cast a spell through him. We'll have to I'll have to check the spells to decide which one is going to be to make a noise. But
yeah, you know that obviously it would be quite tough for him to fly through these trees, so he'd either have to stealth off completely, go above and get far away and then do something, or he'd be traveling at roughly the same pace you guys are but in a different direction.
Okay. Yeah, it might take a while.
Because it'd be like him sort of avoiding trees and maybe alighting branches to avoid another bit because of the density of this forest. I love the plan though. Hey, it's not like he's real, right?
Yeah,
I was thinking I could draw it off. However, you guys are not going to be able to get anywhere without me.
correct.
Well, why don't we try the see if we get Remy?
Yep.
Just fly out there.
Remy, who has been perched on your shoulder at this time, I imagine, because it'd be dumb otherwise.
Why not? Let's send the owl to die.
B, how?
Yep.
I've got a mental image of this being sort of quite a sort of British type wood, or is it much thicker than that? And is it how dry is it?
So this is, if you imagine, not quite. It is British, but like these trees have been untouched by agriculture, people taking out,
How easy is it to start a fire?
Let's roll a luck
We didn't
check.
start the fire. It was
always burning.
Before we get too far down that line, I haven't got any spells with touch as its range, and that's the.
That's what you need to go through it. Well, that doesn't help me at all. I'd say it's about as easy as walking into a normal pine / aspen woods in the countryside, and it hasn't been raining.
Okay.
So
So it's going to take
it's
some time. It's going to take some time.
a
to-
little bit of
yeah.
time. It's not going to go up. It's not peat ground. It's not going to just explode, but it's not also going to extinguish immediately. It would take a little bit of effort. It's up to you to whether you want to try that.
Are you saying any of that out loud or through the mental links or anything?
What about the fire?
Yeah.
No, because I think that's me looking around. The rest of it,
Okay.
about the flare idea and the making noise and stuff, that's all through the link, or through the chain link for me.
Yeah. So it's
Just
obviously
we're all together now, so I'll actually just whisper so Baron can hear as well. Okay, just keep going.
Okay. Are you going to keep?
What's this
going
thing
east?
doing? Is it still flying around and looking?
Yes. So it's now flown off again. It's probably about 120 foot away from you currently. You know it's making big swings because it's so big. It can travel quite a distance very quickly. Very quickly.
I could just throw a stone as far as I can southwards, or in a direction to take it to draw it away that way.
No.
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 Okay.
Listen, it may be a movie monster, but we're not in a movie. They're not that stupid.
You are in a game. Okay. Okay. What is your decision?
I'm just thinking I could you guys could stay here. I could lead it off and then circle back around again, and come back. If you don't mind waiting a bit.
The only risk with that is if it spots you, you're on your own.
It won't. Oh no, it probably will, but hey, I'm dead anyway, so what's the worst that can happen?
I love it.
I think we should just carry on.
Carry on.
Just deal with it if it sees us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it probably will.
Because it will distract it. It'll take it all of a minute to find it. There's nothing there, and come straight back. We've wasted the resource.
Very good point. Very good point. Okay. Let's so carry on east and circling around. There's only two of them up ahead. We could try and sneak past them.
Yeah.
You start heading off again. I need another stealth check. Yeah, that's it for now. Actually, just stealth checks.
19 for me.
25 for me.
There's an extra 10 to add to this, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's 35 for Baron. Bloody hell.
Yes. The stealthiest.
And
41
for
41
Hendrix.
for Hendrix.
Bruh.
Take your 35.
You guys lose the dog. You think he's been eaten?
Hendrix is mythical. He doesn't really exist.
You can't lose that smell.
Yeah, true that.
He might be mythical, but you whip out a sausage and there he is.
There he is.
Or a Mars bar, wasn't it?
Mars bar, yeah.
He's
Anything,
not fussy,
food of any
neither.
sort.
You hang on, let me roll for these guys. Just
I mean, chocolate is poisonous to dogs, but hey.
But oh, so delicious.
Fucking same, of course. Okay. You head. Which direction are you heading? Actually, are you keep going east, or are you going to try and go between those points where they dropped the bits off, so you can start heading west? Or
Well, I'm leading them, aren't I? So
yes, so it's kind of up to you, really.
how far apart are those 2 points?
I'd say between those 2 points, because of how fast you guys can go, so I'll average the speed out. I'd say between those 2 points is probably about another 70 to 80 foot.
So not far.
Not far,
at all.
but yeah.
I'm gonna actually
Lots of
scout
trees.
round further. I don't want to go
Further.
through the
Okay.
because if we fuck up, they're both gonna come in from either side. I'm gonna scout
Perfect.
round further.
Deftly, you will make your way. Surprisingly quiet. For a moment, you think you've left Hendrix behind, and then he appears next to you, Liam, as you all make your way through these trees. You get to a point where you are completely covered by the large fallen old pine tree, long dead. It's huge and it covers all of you, so you all stop for a moment and you listen. In fact, I'll give that a chance for do a group perception, which means one person, so 2 people can do it. Choose 2 people and they can roll individually, or 1 person with advantage for the group.
1 person with advantage, isn't it?
Yep. So choose your person.
Does it have to be the person with the best perception, or
it would make sense that it would be the person with the best perception?
Do we even know that amongst us, though?
No.
I'm assuming you're communicating in a.
Yeah, but would we know that?
True. Okay.
Would we know? I'm quite perceptive. I'd consider myself very perceptive, but I don't know whether.
As would Berin.
I thought I was very stealthy until Hendrix came along.
This is
If
less
I can
to
use
do
my
with.
advantage on it, then I'm pretty damn good anyway. I don't get advantage.
It would be
anyway,
advantage anyway. Yeah. So what this is representing is not that one person is listening. It's just that there's out of you. This is kind of like instead of me taking everybody's perceptions and then making it average, it's just getting one person to mechanically roll on behalf of everybody with the best person's mechanics being added to it.
Well, I can't get less than a 10 on either roll, so
on perception.
Yeah.
Go for it.
If you roll a 1,
do I click the little A for advantage then?
Yes. So you I'm not sure you can actually click the A, but if you press shift, press and hold shift.
Hover over the number.
Oh no, wait, stop. You're rolling from roll 20, aren't you? Don't click shift. Just click it twice.
No, I've got the other.
Oh, are you doing it from roll beyond D&D Beyond?
Yeah, well, let's see what happens.
So hover over the number first, then press and hold shift. Then when it turns green.
There you go. Perfect.
Great. Thank you, Dom.
Plus 12 perception. Okay.
So everyone here is perceptive. I hate it. You'll stop under this tree, or I should say just under the trunk of a dead tree, and you listen. Hendrix, you actually come out from the tree, climb up alongside on top of it, so you can kind of get a good clear view of the bits of sky that you can see, and you see the wings flapping of this great giant creature heading completely south.
Okay.
Well away from you guys. You think if you keep going on the way you're going, or if you start heading north, or frankly any other direction other than south,
anywhere other than south, let's get back on track.
Yeah, you can head off and go. So, with that information,
I can see the pub from here, guys.
See my house.
I'm live.
See my house from here.
You do not hear any sounds of anything else in the undergrowth with you. There is nothing else seemingly along this track you are wandering.
Let's go, Liam.
Okay,
Cool.
you relay that then, and I'll head off and circles back around to where we were going.
Okie dokie. In that case, I will just do one more stealth check because you're going sort of that way, and then that's it. It should be. In fact,
that's it.
No, you won't need to do the stealth check. Actually, you've lost them. That was it. You've lost them. So knowing now that this thing is out there, whatever it dropped in the woods, you have not yet encountered. As you loop back round, both Hendrix and Liam, you get an awful smell in your mouth. It's like rotting eggs. It's horrible. Just as a distinction, not sulfurous. It's not demonic. But it's real bad. It absolutely disgusting. And you can see you can see, yeah, that's the conclusion clearly. You can see where these, whatever it was that got vomited out into this forest floor, have been here and left in search of you guys. There are prints on the floor. It's up to you whether you want to investigate or just carry on.
Just carry on.
Bypass.
You head on to the where you think.
But that's where have they left ichor and stuff dripping from trees, or is it just the stench of where they've been?
Just on the surface of what you would see, there's no ichor, there's
Nothing
no
obvious.
Dripping. Yeah,
No. Okay.
Yeah. It's almost just like really smelly humans, maybe.
Yeah.
You keep walking and walking, and you don't
Can I have
hear.
a quick investigate as we go past?
Yeah,
I
sure.
won't. I can even catch up if I need to, because I can go faster than they can. But hopefully it won't take too long.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Make your investigation check.
Go for it. I'm not slowing down.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Oh.
Investigation, cool. You're sniffing around this area. This was the area. Hang on. This was the area where there were 4 dropped, and you can see almost where they'd impacted the floor. The undergrowth has flattened in certain areas where something has impacted it. The tracks are leading off in different directions. They didn't stay as a group. They all spread off. And yeah.
Are we on the path of any of them?
No. They fully went. They came towards you guys like a comb, and because you guys went so harshly that way, completely missed you. So, and the bird, which was its eyes, assumedly, has gone completely south in search and has failed clearly. Again, no ichor. There's no residue of anything other than the smell, which is really bad. Let me just have a look at the thingy. Are you immune to poison at all?
I doubt it. Doesn't sound like a thing.
I think I'm the other one who's immune to poison.
No, the Paladin should be.
No, they're immune to disease.
Oh, yes, you are correct. So this smell is so bad. It's so pungent. It doesn't affect you, but you think if you were like with the thing, it would make you ill.
Right.
It's that bad. It's your doggy senses are telling you there's things in the trash that you can eat, and there's things you shouldn't eat. Make you real bad. These are the things you don't touch. And then you using your mental link with the party, you can catch up quite quickly.
Okay.
Though for that part of the journey, you're not stealthing, just to catch up, because you lose the benefit of Liam's guidance for a moment. But because you've got such high movement speed, you can catch up for a little while. You all carry on, and it is a slog. Now you're out of immediate danger and the adrenaline has stopped. If you guys want to talk amongst yourselves about anything, you can, or you can just head down, get to where you need to go before the sun starts to set, which you notice it is moving across the sky, so this isn't perpetual daytime or anything. At some point, it's going to get dark. Though it was about 1 o'clock-ish when you came through in terms of direction of the sun in the sky. So you've got a fair few hours left. You can carry on
There's
traveling.
probably another one of those things at the tower.
It's definitely something at the tower.
What makes you say that, Liam?
Well, it's bound to be.
Storm at the tower.
So it's just your fatalistic opinion rather than evidence-based.
If you want. Experience. It's experience.
I think I
Okay.
agree with Cadman that that seemed to bring the storm with it. Or shadow at the very least.
It didn't come from the tower anyway. It came from their fort over by the clouds.
Yeah.
I think
We see the storm still.
Yeah, you stop for a moment where you can see partway through it. The storm hasn't
Is it still getting bigger?
get bigger, but it hasn't got any bigger now.
Right.
It like swelled to a point and has kind of stayed there, and presumably the bird is somewhere else. It seemed to be pulling along some of this cloud, but once it had gone into open sky, it kind of detached itself. And now it's it didn't fully follow, but it did give the impression that it was definitely linked in some way to this storm.
Oh, okay.
there's nothing to be gained from fighting everything in this realm. We just want to pass through and get to this pool.
Agreed.
We probably will have to fight everything though, won't we?
We'll have to fight some stuff. Let's do this, and then I've got a few friends who I can call that would be interested in this whole bubble realm. Potentially.
You continue to walk, and you make quite good headway. Again, this weird absence that is felt by some of the more perceptive of you in the party, that this lack of ecology of like worms and bugs and insects and things like that. In fact, the only thing you really see is occasionally these flocks of dark colored birds that are staying well away from you guys, that dip in and out of these the treetops, but there is nothing else, and the trees are just overrun. You start to get to areas where you can't pass and you have to go fully round. Liam, you're finding it difficult, more and more difficult, after the third hour now, of finding a clear path that is not going to impede you. Now,
So even with my
yep,
Mm.
which you know, having been in the places that you've been in, that is very rare. You always can find a path. There is something about this forest that perhaps is magical,
Yeah.
and is magically impeding certain
what I-
areas.
I was going to ask that you've answered it. So.
Yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
part of your skills. I'm not going to rob you of that explanation.
Yeah.
And it becomes denser and denser. Occasionally, you do pass over one of these well-trodden paths, led by these undead, like parties that are moving around potentially. I've got a couple of things that can happen here, so I'm going to get somebody to roll me just a quick d4, and just pick anybody. Kyle, you've been nominated, mate. A 2.
Brilliant.
Cool. Perfect. 2. Okay. You carry on, and it comes to a point where to avoid this overgrow, these very hard to navigate areas is becoming impossible. In fact, the closer you're getting to the river, the water source, the more that these areas seem to be thriving.
Did the Ruby Jacks mention this at all?
So the
I
Ruby
didn't think
Jacks said that it was hard to travel through here anyway, which
Right,
to them the whole thing was hard.
right.
To you, you've been fairly good up until these moments. It's getting later in the day. It's not obviously, it's still daytime. It's still dark in the forest though because of this cover that you've got, and you're not seeing. There's a bit where you've trailed all the way around and it's leading you back east again, and you're feeling like you either have to go through this and just take the half speed, or well, I mean, you can potentially follow east and see where you end up.
I think we don't want to divert.
You're the expert when it comes to this sort of thing.
I think we'll keep on heading through with the best we can.
Where are we heading to?
The river.
The river, that was it.
And then following the river up towards
North,
the thing in the north.
The tower.
Is this the rotating tower?
Yeah. So the tower does seem to, like, occasionally when you're passing an area where there's a gap in the trees, you can see just the crest of it really far off in the distance. It's like very, very far off. So you've decided that you're going to go through this.
Yeah.
You start to tread into this more. Now, this you notice, these trees, the plant growth here, it feels like you've just walked into fairy.
Ah, okay. But bad fairy.
I mean,
well, fairy is bad anyway. But
yeah, it depends who you're asking, I guess. Darrell, you notice this change as well. This feeling of being in here is very reminiscent of being in some areas of the wildings of Fairy. Very dangerous. The plants grow in such a way that isn't all completely natural, but perhaps a little bit more commonly seen in Fairy because of the nature of the magical plants and such, and it starts to halve your travel. So you are going down to half speed now, but you are still making progress and heading towards this this source of water. As you're walking along, actually, I'll get Liam. You can do me a survival check with advantage to see how quickly you find the river.
Oh, what am I doing? Survival.
Survival. You can use advantage because you're doing it with the group and you're still badass ranger. Cool.
24.
24. Oh yeah, of course, the thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You navigate things because of your experience being in the wildings of Fairy. You start walking and listening to the trees as they're swaying. Again, it's that difference in sound now between normal trees and these trees. They kind of almost have a human groan to them when they move, deliberately to make you uneasy and unwelcome in this place. Over the sounds of the plants rustling you can just hear the trickling of water, and you follow that sound, and as you break through this area of trees, you can see daylight coming through, where the river has carved its way through this forest, and you do come to the river. The bank is steep. The river is running, looks quite smooth, but you can see that there's an undercurrent there. There's not a lot of rocks, so it's not like rapids or anything like that, but it's fast moving, and it's moving south. So you're moving against the flow. That's it. Is there anything you wanted to do here, or are you just going to? Because the Ruby Jack said to find the river and follow it. So
yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'll pause for a bit when we get there and say, I was going to carry on heading up the river as we've been told. Any other ideas, or should we just carry on?
What sort of time of day or night is it now?
Now you're looking at probably about 5-6 o'clock. So it's starting to get low. You reckon for the season that you're in, it's going to get dark about 6:30-ish, 7.
Right. So firstly, the pass out the trace that was done by, was it Liam did the pass out trace?
Yes, that's long gone.
Gone,
If you
yeah.
wanted to have done that again, obviously at any time, you've not really encountered anything.
No, there's been
unless
no...
it's stealthing. So
yeah.
Do we want to rest up for a while and camp for the night, or do we want to push on?
I say we push on as much as possible. We
Yeah.
are against the time. We are against the clock here. We are never going to make it anyway, but we may as well do our best.
I say we push on.
We don't want to camp where the Ruby Jacks camp. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Push on.
B, I'm going to check something. Just, I've got a set of night vision goggles. Yep. Take them out, put them on. Do they work?
okay, let me see what my notes are for those, because I did have.
Well, no, but it's a technological device.
Oh, I see. Ooh.
It's quite
You're gonna have to actually tell me how they work. Like,
so
do they?
The light amplification.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
there's
but
light,
like, in terms of, does it just require batteries? Is it something that is?
It requires batteries and
Okay. Does it require signal from anything to?
No.
Or is it sending out beams or?
No,
Like,
it's just enhancing the light spectrum that you're seeing.
Okay.
So if they're well, actually, hang on a sec. There's different varieties, because if it's he hasn't got an infrared version where it's sending out an infrared signal and reading that. So yeah, so if it's pitch black with no light, then I don't think they would be much use. And through them,
so it
everything
requires the hint of light.
Yeah, and through them, everything would be green.
Okay.
For him, and but he could see, essentially he could see in twilight, much better, but he would be probably at disadvantage on perception checks.
So
but he gets a perception check.
Yes, yeah, at least. So you can don these, absolutely fine. They do seem to work. It hasn't affected the battery at all, at least yet. Because of the time of day, obviously the trees, it's very much twilight. You've been traveling in twilight for a couple of hours now, and they work as described and absolutely fine. You would have a straight perception check with these on. When it gets to the dark time, then you might have a little bit more of a trouble, but as I've put on the notes here, any light sources that are suddenly thrust in your face would be an attempt for blinding. Okay.
Yeah.
So when Darrell sparks
No.
up.
Yeah. Evil. Do it.
I mean, it's obvious that I'm wearing them. You might not know what they are,
Yeah.
but they're bloody great
Qu-
bulbous things on my face. So
Yeah, yeah.
We've all seen movies.
Yeah.
Have you? You don't know.
Okay. I've seen, yeah. Raphy has seen movies.
Yeah. Cool. You start making your way back, walking alongside this river. There are times when you can't follow exactly the river's edge because of the sharpness of the bank. Sometimes you have to go back into the forest for a wee bit to come back out again and rejoin the river. You never leave it for too long. You walk for another 45 minutes, and you see. You come across some objects up ahead.
Ruby
or
Jack's
on,
camp. No?
if you want to go and investigate it, you can.
try and look at it from distance. Looking at it from a distance, what sort of, when you say objects, big, small,
So
spiky, zombie shaped?
nothing moving. Nothing humanoid. There is like a slightly in the breeze as the wind is hitting, just coming off this river. There is a tarp, so you can, I think, safely assume there's probably a camp.
Well, did the Ruby Jacks say they thought it was a safe camp, but they were ambushed, didn't they?
Yep, that's what they said.
That's what I remember them saying. I remember the Ruby Jack said when they made camp they thought it was safe, but it was actually an ambush. This could be another ambush. I suggest we scout around it and make camp further up.
Okay.
Or maybe make camp inland a bit.
That was such a perfect clip. It's almost comical.
I think it was comical. Oh, I think it was comical. Sorry,
Yeah.
So are you not going to investigate, or are you going to?
Can I
say that again, Kyle? I didn't hear you.
Well, you're the tracker, so I'm going with whatever you say is best.
That's a point. Can I? How far up ahead is it?
It's about 30 foot from you.
30 foot. Okay.
Yeah.
Stay here. I'll be back. I'm going to just scout around it to see if I can see any tracks.
Okay.
Recent.
Make
tracks.
me a
perception, I think.
If you're tracking,
or is it survival?
It'd probably be survival if it's tracks.
Yeah. Same.
I'm
Specifically.
going to send Remy off to keep an eye on him.
This is easier place for him to fly because it's got the open river next to it, so he can swoop around, land on a tree. You can make me a perception check. If you're using your eyes through him, use yours. Yeah, cool. Yours is 23. Yeah, survival. Yeah. You're looking for tracks. You immediately find some. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! Son of a bitch! You see tracks immediately. You see a couple of old tracks, roughly 5 people.
Yep.
You see old blood on the ground. You see the tents that they had put up torn. There's a lot of little bits and pieces around the camp that are clearly just abandoned.
Yeah.
Where they left in a hurry. You see more footprints coming from behind you, as in to where your party is, to the left of you as you're looking on this camp now. Behind you is more tracks that have come through, clearly entered the camp. You can't see what they did, but you can see that they've entered it and then left again.
How recent are they?
Those seem to be within 3 days, roughly.
Okay, so quite a time still.
Quite recently.
3
The
days is a long time. Recent, but not
Yeah.
within the past hour or so.
no, not this day. Remy flies up above you and lands. Being now it's quite quiet, lands on a branch. Looking, you can see that as he's looking, the irises have a strange sheen to them that you've recognised
Possessed, I'll
whenever.
shoot it.
Do it. Whenever you see Darrell look at like using Remy for these sort of things, Remy has this sort of like ring round his eyes that show that this is happening. And Darrell, you look down upon exactly as I've described. You see this camp that has been overturned. Clearly a scuffle has taken place. Rips in the canvases of there seems to only be one tarp. Maybe they've grabbed the others as they went, or they only had one tarp maybe. The look of an old fire that was clearly burning for a bit. There is no movement here. You can because your thing is perception, you can see the objects on the ground. But as Remy is turning his head, catching a look at the camp and then the forest and down at Liam, you see a slightest bit of movement out of the corner of his eye, and he turns his head almost 180 into the forest. And there is just the hint of movement about 20 foot into the forest, but not on the ground, halfway up a tree.
Okay, I'm assuming this mental link thing, is that until you...
It lasts for an hour, I believe. Is that right, Ben?
No, I think that's till a long rest.
Sorry, what? I missed that.
Your mental link.
Yeah, it lasts like a number of hours or something.
Was it a number of hours? It might be up then.
In which case, I ask Summer to alert everyone. We've got movement up a tree, and I'm reasonably good at sort of directions, so I tell them east, west, whatever which way it was.
Yeah.
Would have been east, wouldn't it? So,
Ben, did you say that you figured out how many hours it was?
Still reading.
Okay.
Whilst Liam goes off, I'm going to reach into.
I should have rolled. Sorry, I should have rolled a d10, and that's how many hours it lasts.
Roll a d10 now then. We'll see whether or not it lasted for like an hour or 10. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, it lasted 2 hours. It's up now, I'm afraid. So unless you're going to cast it again at any point.
Yeah, I can do. It cost me one psychic die thing.
Okay. Then you have it again. Roll another d10.
Whilst Liam has gone off looking, I'll actually fish into my. Fish into my chest bag and pull out my my head torch again, but put the red filter on it.
Okay.
And I'm using that as a light source.
As a light source. Brilliant. Yeah. Wunderbar.
Nice.
So you guys all still have your psychic connection. People are taking things variously on and off. Darrell, you can talk to the group just normally or psychically. It's up to you. And obviously, Liam can have got it if it's psychically, because he's within a mile.
Yeah, I was going to do it psychically.
Okay, so yeah, and because it's you doing it, Summer relays it immediately to Baron.
Yep.
What do you do with that information? You've been told that there is a direction into the forest where there is some movement.
Tree. I'm gonna look at. I spotted. Did I spot Remy landing?
Yeah, you saw
Yeah.
Remy landing.
So I'll look at Remy, see where Remy's looking, figuring that
Yeah.
that's what.
It's directly
Darrell's
behind
seen.
you.
Right. Okay.
It's behind you.
It's behind you.
That's not where any tracks I've seen going,
Yes,
is it?
that's
is.
directly the tracks that I described.
I thought you said they came from behind us.
Yeah, as in they came from and then went back. So there is a
they went-
line of
oh,
tracks.
Sorry, I thought you meant
Yes.
they carried on. I assumed when you said
Apologies, that's me not.
sorry. I
thinking
thought
That's okay.
I just assumed that they carried on. I didn't realise
Oh,
they.
okay. Apologies.
back.
That's my fault. Yeah,
Right.
no, they go
Right.
to, and then there's some back as well, but it's like a mix. There's
Had
an
I
amount.
realised that as soon as I saw that, I would have relayed that back to the group. That
Well, this is happening all at the same
yeah,
time
oh,
anyway.
okay,
So kind of like you all come to
Yeah.
the conclusion. You're the closest, so you've got that sick feeling in your stomach. Remy's looking directly behind you. What are you gonna do?
there's something behind us. He came into the camp and it's gone back. We must have walked right past it.
No, hang on. Let me.
No, am I getting
No.
confused again?
No.
We-
It's my description. It's fine. I
Did
will.
we come up from the south and there it's off to the east?
So you guys traveling along the river like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
You had gone round this camp to this
Yeah.
side. So there's a line of. So there's something over here.
Yeah.
But you're standing
Okay.
looking at the camp. Yeah.
Right.
So it's between.
So these guys
Us.
are down here a little bit.
Right.
You're up here. Yeah.
Hand
So
maps,
you
you
can
can never
either-
beat them.
Yeah.
So we've got the
Should've just
river.
got a map out.
Which side? So we've come up this side. Have we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgotten which one you are.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
We've come up that side. We've then kind of done a loop round the camp like that. What I have.
Perfect. Yeah.
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 And these tracks have come in from here.
Yep.
And then gone back out that way.
That's it.
Yeah. And there's something sort of here.
Perfect. That's exactly it.
Ah, I see. Right, I'm with you. They're over there.
I love it. yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What
I'm
do
just
you wish to do?
Going to. Okay.
He wants to do 180 no scope.
I think the ambush is still here. They've come in to check the camp and they've gone back out again to our east. Steve, where you are, I'm coming back.
Okay.
And I'll,
Just because I was AFK for a while, are we
Yeah.
camp? Are we not stopped in the
No.
camp with that? Are we?
no,
No,
We're just
we're,
bypassing, aren't we?
we are
We
just
were.
south.
we were bypassing. I've discovered what and Remy think that the ambush is still there, and I'm heading back to you.
How wide is the river?
The river is a good size, to be fair. You're looking at, I'd say, 40 foot across.
And
So-
it's fairly fast flowing
It's
as well.
fast flowing.
So it's not easily fordable. Okay.
I mean, that's 40 foot at its thinnest as well, because it does obviously.
I should have
There's
said
areas
that
where
I
it-
was stealthing when I went round. But
You should have, yeah.
I
But
didn't.
you
I
didn't stealth.
I didn't.
Nothing seems to be happening. So do with that information what you will.
Yeah.
If
Do
you
I
want
get
to
back
stealth
to-
back,
back
you
to
can,
the-
or you can just go
uh,
back. Stealthing will cost you half movement.
Yeah. No. If I failed to stealth, well, if I haven't been stealthing, then
Yeah.
if there's no point now.
Yeah.
I feel, and Liam's fairly pessimistic anyway. So I'll
No, really?
I hadn't
That's
noticed.
okay, so hadn't noticed, yeah. You
I'll
make
head
your way
back.
back to the group.
Yeah.
Unimpeded.
Okay, so
Where's Remy?
Still on the.
I think
Still watching the trees.
Still watching.
Still
You
watching.
just,
I
you
s-
just occasionally just see this same
So the-
movement happening halfway up a tree.
the camp's still
Like
there.
a slight something moving.
There were tracks probably a couple of days old, heading into the camp and then back out again. I can't understand it unless they were just checking the camp and then going back to their ambush place. I suggest that we possibly ambush them. They've only seen me.
Darrell, sorry, you with your 25 actually, you do see part of the camp had because they were camped near the river's edge. Some of the camp had kind of like been pulled into the river a little bit, like things have been thrown around.
Right.
There's parts of it that is sort of like clearly they'd gone to the river, then come back out and or whatever, and during the fight.
Okay.
Just as a description. If I carry on. What do you want to do? The bird comes back.
Sorry. At the moment, Darrell stood there silent and mute because he actually can't hear what's going on.
Oh yeah, of course you can't. Yeah.
We have two choices: either avoid them or ambush the ambushes.
I don't think we can avoid. Well,
they didn't grab you, and they only saw you.
I
Can we not?
don't think they got me because they're hoping to catch the rest of us or a group or something. Maybe.
Can we not continue alongside the river and bypass them?
Possibly. I think.
Is that going in the right direction, or is it, or do we need?
Yeah, we can carry on the way we are going. I just think they're waiting for a group to go past and they'll ambush as we go past.
In that case, we go on, but we just get ready for an ambush.
What sort of distance are they off the away from? You sort of sketch
20 feet. Was that right, Bea?
20 foot into the forest.
Yeah, 20 foot into the forest. So about probably 40, 50 feet in from the river.
No, the river's like 5-10 foot away from the camp.
Okay,
so
about
yeah,
30 foot.
not that far. If you walk past it, it'll be 20 foot from you.
Yeah.
So exactly where you were standing.
So
basically,
bypassing it is not, unless you want to cut massively east for a while and box it the same way we did with that big flying crow type creature.
Might be worthwhile, given that this is what killed the Ruby Jacks, isn't it?
Well,
it is. Or it could be. It's in the same place, and it's what they said.
Are there any bodies of the lead? Is the body of the leader of the Ruby Jacks there?
I couldn't see any bodies. There was nothing there.
Right.
Is the thing that you saw, Jack?
What thing?
The thing that you saw that was going to ambush you.
I didn't see anything.
Well, you didn't see anything, but you felt something watching you. Remy saw something.
But yeah,
I'm going to tap Darrell on the arms to try and get him to come back.
Yeah, it's fairly quick.
Yeah.
Sorry, just before I say this, that it's not moved. Whatever it was hasn't moved. It's still there. Yeah.
So it's still making that weird repetitive movement, whatever it is, but it hasn't made any actual movement.
Right.
Just quickly, it's not something swinging in the wind. That there is a wind or anything. It's not it could be a branch just swinging.
Yeah, it does actually have a very similar-ish feel to that. That it's something potentially swinging in the wind.
Okay.
Right. Could it be the body of Jack?
Well, according to Val, I don't know that the body was available.
The body wasn't available. Well, they couldn't bring the body back. All we know is that they couldn't bring Jack back. Yeah, that could mean that they couldn't get to the body, or because they were hard pressed, whatever. But could that thing that you spotted be Jack?
Well, I don't know. I didn't see anything, any features or shape. It's a shape in the half light that is swinging. I would, in a land that's full of undead, I can't see that a body's going to stay put for very long in this place.
Let's just go forward and see what happens.
How far from it are we? How far from the campsite and this thing you've seen are we physically when we're talking?
So you guys are now back down here having your chat. Okay, that's 30 foot from the camp, and from the camp, it's 20 foot ish roughly.
So it's about
to-
50
to the
feet away.
point.
Okay, I'm gonna use one of my divine
Senses?
senses. What's it called? My divine sense.
I didn't see what the tracks were, did I? Or were they humanoid?
Yeah, humanoid. So you saw that it was
Okay.
humanoid, and there was quite a few of them. Quite, a scuffle. Like it was very hard to distinguish what was
Yeah.
going, what was coming, etc.
So I'm gonna use that to sense any form of celestial fiend or undead within
Yep.
60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Okay. There is immediately a ping. Several,
Liam.
in fact. About in your yes. So you get Liam, and you get that weird fuzzy feeling about Cadman. It's love. And then you get a ping on your radar as you're moving just slightly between the trees to give yourself room to feel and let this sensory feeling of faith flow from you, so you can identify exactly what it is that you need to kill. Ping, 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 ping. There's about 5 in your periphery.
I can feel
They're not
5.
moving.
I can feel 5. I don't. I just get a direction. I don't know exact. I can't.
You get a direction. Oh, I don't think you actually get a number. I fucking told you, so it doesn't matter.
I can feel some. I can feel something
A
undead
number of
in the direction of the campsite.
not the campsite, in the
You
direction
know
of
the location
the
of
thing
any
coming off the drink.
To the east of the campsite.
I think you know the exact location with this.
Yeah, you know the exact location.
Oh, there you go. So it is 20 foot and like dotted around, but starting about 20 foot from the camp. So it seems to go more further on.
It's until the end of my next turn. So I will
Yep,
move. I will
for
move
6
a little
seconds.
closer. Am I picking up more as I get closer?
Are you using your full movement?
I'm going to stealth
Yep.
closer, so that'll be moving 15 feet. So do you want a stealth check as
Yep.
well?
Yes, please.
That's there's no further modifiers than that because the past that trace isn't going. So
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. 13.
So I've gone
You-
15 feet closer.
You are looking and you're using these binoculars.
Night
I'm
vision
assuming.
goggles.
The night vision goggles.
They're just fixed to my head, so my hands are free.
Oh, okay, fair. And as you're stealthing along and you're moving, each tree that is giving something full cover moves past, and you can sense another thing and then another thing. The direct location there is. Does it tell you exactly how many there is, or no?
Well, if you know the exact locations, you must
Then it's
therefore
got
know.
to be
Yeah.
the. For me, would say it's exact because I don't care. It's not going to change my game for me.
Yeah, the location of any celestial. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there's
So
if there's
it's
4,
number
you
of-
feel. I'd imagine you feel 4.
forward. So you get the feeling that within a radius of about another 20 foot radius,
Yeah.
within the forest that is encompassing, from what you can see and feel, there is probably a total of about 7 or 8 of these things, but the location is giving you some weird feedback. You're expecting it to be on your level on the ground. It's not. They're about 10, 15 foot up a tree.
All of them.
Yep, every single last one of them, and they're all spread out.
I shall relay that they appear to be undead. There's 7 or 8 of them, and they're up a tree. They're up trees, plural.
Trees. Yep.
Are they only ahead of us? They're not all around us.
No, just
only ahead.
just to the east of the campsite.
So we could scout. We could box around them again, like you say.
Well, maybe if they're 20 from the campsite's 10 feet from the river.
Yeah.
Maybe we just walk along the side of the river
Was that Tom?
and see if we can avoid them. Sorry, just someone else.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought he was calling B.
Yeah. No, I was going to be. But I was saying, right, we've been here too long now. Simple as that.
Mhm.
Yeah, we either go through and ignore them. So we either fight them or go around them. We need a decision now. So as people keep saying, we're on talks. You know, we're on a time limit.
The problem scouting round is how difficult that terrain got between here and going east. If you're going to go further east, we're going to go through all that terrain again to get round.
I think we just hug the river and go
Go
north.
straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And sneak.
Yeah.
Everyone give me stealth checks.
I'm going to do another pass without tracing.
Okay.
Perfect.
Good call. Do you want a fresh stealth from me, B?
Yes, please, because it will be.
Yeah. No, that
together.
makes sense. Yeah.
Oh God!
Do I look like a zombie?
You do look like a zombie. I forgot about that. You do look like a zombie. Walk like an Egyptian.
I thought you looked like a death knight.
Sorry, take
Yeah,
my first
definitely.
roll. with the second
Okay,
one.
it's a shame that we didn't take your second roll. Jesus
know.
Christ, that's 42. Okay.
So mine is actually mine's the next lowest at 20 after
No,
Cadman.
mine's
Oh no,
17.
sorry. Yours is 17. Sorry, Raphy's
Yeah.
is 17. Apologies.
So
we've got a
12.
You were
12.
shitter than I was.
Is anybody actually looking at this area as you walk past, or are you just keeping your head down and moving on?
Absolutely, and yeah, absolutely.
Can you keep a held action whilst you're stealthing? Or do you have to be stationary to keep a held action?
I think you have to.
I think
No,
the
you-
action is to stealth, so that is your
Yeah.
action.
That's your
You're
action, so you
using
can't-
it.
Yeah.
I allow sort of like bonus action perceptions and things like that because
Yeah.
it's
I
shit
was
when you
just
use your.
saying I've got my bow
action for
out
it.
with an arrow nocked ready to shoot things coming from the tree.
I'd say that you can't be surprised for sure.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
definitely can't be surprised by anything. So
don't
you can
forget,
be absolutely ready. Everybody
yeah.
can say that they are readying.
Don't forget, I am actually got a red light going out.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
So we have a red light shining in the darkness rather than a white light. There is red light shining. Liam, do you have dark vision? In fact, does anybody who has dark vision? Is it? I think it's everyone
Everyone
except
but
the
the
humans.
humans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's everyone other than humans.
But I've
Yeah.
got
Anyone
sort
with
of
dark vision.
The stunted humans.
I've got sort of half. I've got sort of half dark vision from the goggles.
Yes, from the goggles. I think for your case, this isn't going to matter because it's more about natural dark sight. So dark vision, those with dark vision, the red light doesn't seem to be doing anything for you. It's only really affecting what Raphy and potentially Baron can see. But if you've ever been in a dark room, it's imagine your eyes are the silver plated photo paper, and it isn't affected at all by red light. So it's for you, it's not going to impede anything. Okay. As you walk past, if anybody wishes to make a perception check within the woods, they can.
Yes.
But it will be, I'm going to say, disadvantage per person that does it because you're not going in to go and look.
So
Does that
am I just?
include if I use smell?
If you're using smell, it's just for you, I think it's advantage. So,
Yeah.
so you can use smell, but obviously the information is going to be different
Okay.
than sight. So,
Could I do both?
I'd say, I mean, you can do both, but if you're going to do advantage, it's just going to be on smell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I assume I'm just at normal disadvantage because I've got the goggles things on. That's not making any
Yes,
difference.
normal. Yeah, it doesn't make any difference. Yeah, it's just disadvantage.
What is it? Control or shift to get the
Control.
shift?
Control for disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Who idiot?
Yeah.
I'm
Cool,
22.
Yep.
Oh,
Some good.
God.
Oh, poor Baron.
Fucking hell.
Rolls really are all over the place today. aren't they?
You really were looking at me when I lit up that cigarette.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Clearly.
He struck up a swing.
Bright light!
Wait till I throw a fireball.
Okay, cool. Let's
They just
resolve
they'll just
Hendrix's
shut
first
down.
because it's
They'll just shut
easier to
down.
do. Hendrix, as you're walking this place between this path between the river and the campsite and this place that everybody's very tensely stealthing past, you give it a good sniff around this area where these tracks are. There's very distinct smell of undead. There's a very old smell of humans. Assumedly the Ruby Jacks. There is a strange smell that seems to combine the two of human and then undead, heading back towards the place where you know that these whatever this thing is happening over in the woods.
That's the body of the henchman.
And yeah, you get the sweet, sickly smell that's like jasmine blooming at night, or flowers that entice certain
bullshit.
Yeah, the bullshit crowd smell. Sometimes you catch that whiff when you go past florists and things like that. That really heavy flower smell. Yeah, you can smell that coming from that direction too. Okay, who's the next highest perception that was sight based? I think it's Darrell. Oh no, wait, that's yeah. You was 22, was that?
Yeah, 18 plus 4 for the.
Okay, gotcha.
Favored terrain.
And
Hendrix.
Yeah.
Can I apologise?
Well, Hendrix
I rolled. I just hit the normal roll button for one of them, but it seems to have rolled it with advantage anyway. And then I did the other one holding shift, and it did advantage as well. So
I wouldn't worry about it. It's fine. I think it's auto advantage for you because it automatically assumes you're using your nose and your hearing. So, which is fine. I based it off of your first roll anyway.
Okay.
As in the first, yeah, it's the 30. So Darrell, and Liam. I think that's it really. Darrell and Liam. As you're looking in, the rest of you, barring Baron, can actually see this shape now, and I think all of you can pretty much see that it is, with a good close look, it looks to be maybe an arm from behind a tree, slowly moving, but there's no breeze, so it's like moving maybe independently. You can't see where the body or anything like that, but it is this weird placement halfway up a tree. For Liam and Darrell, as you're staring into the darkness, you both have dark vision as well. This forest, you start noticing further off as you're walking past these trees, there's bodies pinned to the trees, and they're slightly moving as if slowly and lethargically struggling, as if they've been struggling for days against vines that have wrapped themselves around. Large thorns have pierced through their shoulders, and large bits of chunks of meat through their legs to pin them to up these trees. And they're just like flies on flypaper, slowly wasting away. And you could spot maybe 2 or 3 like this, and then the hints of the others behind trees. They can't go anywhere.
We're not going. I'm definitely not going near them.
Okay. And you carry on moving?
Are
So-
any of them still alive?
They're all still alive, or undead, I should say.
They're undead, but not up. Yeah.
They're all
Baron
conscious.
said-
It seems.
Baron said they were all undead.
What can you see?
Okay.
What can you see?
It's bodies that have been they're almost tied to the trees by vines. So
Is-
I'm assuming the vines are some sort of plant that's attacked them.
Didn't the Jack say that the
That's what I'm
plants were
thinking.
dangerous
Yes.
as well?
Yes, Bell did say that.
Okay.
Is any of these bodies Jack?
You're going to have to get much closer to.
No, that's a question I'm asking to the.
Oh,
can't-
apologies.
I can't make out. They're just random bodies. I don't think
So-
we should mess with them.
Did Hendrix say about the mixed smell of undead? And,
Yeah, I'll say.
We're only going to
Oh,
end up like
yeah.
them stuck on a tree otherwise. We probably will anyway.
well, let's not worry about it now. Let's carry on. But
If
if
we
we're
have to
gonna-
come
if-
back this way, perhaps we can see.
When it's daylight, where we've got more chance of seeing what's going on.
You guys carry on and you move past. Nothing assails you. Nothing follows. Seemingly, you walk along the tracks for half an hour. It is now fully dark, and Baron, you are finding it very hard to follow, even with your goggles on. In fact, because it's so pitch black. Oh, sorry. No, I apologize. It's not pitch black. There is a mostly full moon, except it is very muddy red color as it starts to rise in the sky. It is not silver, it is not white. It casts this dull blood colored shadow across all of the river, making it almost dark red like blood as it trickles past you. And
I think it's probably about time to make camp.
there is a point where you are finding it very difficult to travel with those without dark vision.
Baron,
would
do you
likely
think
need
you
to
could
make
do
camp.
your divine sense thing again to see whether there's more of these things off to the side? I wonder if they're everywhere.
I can certainly do some more. Yeah, I can certainly use it again, and I will. It's only within 60 feet of it.
to make sure it's a safe-ish camp.
So when we're
rather
looking
than
to come to camp, B, I'll use my divine sense again. Can I sense anything within 60 feet?
Nothing within 60 foot. There's nothing except Liam.
I'll look at
Yes, just you,
Hendrix.
Liam.
Something
Something which you've yet to
Can
explain.
you smell anything dangerous?
You can smell the whole of all of us. We're dangerous.
Yeah, Hendrix, you can make me a perception check with advantage if you want to sniff around.
Yep, definitely.
And obviously, if you want to find somewhere safe to camp, Liam or anybody else that wants to, I don't want to rob anybody else of roles here.
This is
but-
the Liam show at the minute.
Yeah, I think so. Make survival check to find somewhere safe. Hendrix, you sniff around. You do still get that whiff of flowers, but it's maybe not as close as you smelt it back at the camp. It seems to be everywhere. Like you're in a place where there's a variety of plants. It seems.
Okay.
No undead though, and
There's no vines along the floor or anything like that.
Liam starts looking around for somewhere safe, knowing that obviously vines is something you're looking out for. You find a spot that without vines. There is of course vines everywhere you look, because but you can find a place where it's not directly and within say 20 foot of you. But that's
Brambles nearby though.
yeah, there's like brambles. There's everything nearby. You're gonna have to, there's you're never out of range of a tree more than 10 foot from you. Basically, there's always going to be a tree or a bush. So you kind of have to pick your battleground. I think. Decide what it is that you're going to do. You guys have done really well so far, to be fair. So
What, by
let
avoiding
me kill you.
avoiding all the encounters?
I'm
Motherfucker.
going to cast plant growth to sort of harden one side of the camp from being attacked.
So could you put the thing in there for plant growth for me? Casting time is special.
I'm doing the one action version. I'm not spending 8 hours.
Granting either immediate or long-term effects. If you cast a spell using one action, choose a point within range.
Isn't
All
it
normal
already
plants
overgrown?
in 100-foot radius
overgrown.
centered on that point become thick and overgrown. A creature moving through the area must spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves. So it does specifically say normal plants. And as you go to cast the spell, it's like you can't detect a single normal plant
God.
in this area. You are entirely surrounded by extra supernatural plants.
And that's where we end it.
And that's where we're going to end it.
Cool.
I knew that was coming.
You're surrounded, lads.
Thanks
So
for that.
Are we dealing with the logistics of how we're camping next?
Do it next time.
Yep.
It's
So
11
basically, you can tell me now if you want.
I want to go
Stupid
to
camera.
bed.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
fuck you then. No. We can get back to that, so you guys can have a proper think about your strategies, perhaps. This spell has been cast, but clearly hasn't taken any effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a space that stupid camera that you can decide whether you're just going to take it. Well, one, you got to figure out what your sleeping like your watches are going to be, because I'm assuming that's probably going to be a sensible idea, and then obviously how you're going to camp. So it could just be traditional, you make camp and you stay there, which is absolutely fine.
Does Remy have to rest?
No, he is a familiar. The only thing is he if you put him on watch, he can either help a person on watch,
Yeah,
so he can grant advantage, or he does it singly by himself, and then there's going to be a little bit of a thing of, you know, what he
can only wake me up.
Yes, yeah, kind of, and that's if he potentially survives whatever eats him first. I mean,
Wow.
yeah, so thank you very much for joining us. Sorry, my camera's gone a bit fuzzy right at the end. I'm pixelated. And we'll see you hopefully next week for episode 10. I should definitely do something special for episode 10.
No, don't do anything special.
Yes,
No,
yes.
no, nothing.
Episode 10.
Bye.
See you,
Thanks.
folks.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.